Hello, my friends. I have returned. I don't remember how I did this before. Was it like that? I think it was like that. We got it set up. Alright. Hey, everybody. Fuck. Son of a cut. Alright, guys. So, I got some sci-fi. It's all pretty much sci-fi and horror type stuff. Ooh, I should probably grab that. Did I already talk about scanners? I think I already talked about scanners. Whatevs, dude. Got some scanners here. that is very out of context. Alright. Start here. Andrew, when you're editing, start here. Okay. So, I got some sci-fi here. In what order do I do this? I guess we'll do... So I got this Alien triple pack. I bought this like 10 years ago. Oh, I've had this for 10 years. This is Alien, Aliens, and Alien 3. Really cut off here. My favorite is Aliens. I really like Aliens. James Cameron was really good. He made two excellent sequels. He made two sequels that a lot of people like better than the original. So, I love the original Alien, though. That's a brilliant movie. I've talked about Return of the Living Dead before. Dan O'Bannon directed Return of the Living Dead. He also wrote Alien, so he's a big deal. And he passed away, which sucks. He's been gone for a while now. One of my favorite filmmakers, though. So I had the first three, and my favorite is... Okay, Aliens is probably my favorite as far as like good movies go. One of my favorite B movies is Alien Resurrection. So within the last year or two, I picked up the quadrilogy. This was $10 at Walmart. I was like, I'd pay that just for Alien Resurrection. So slightly cooler cover, in my opinion. And then there was... I have Predator 2. I should have gotten that out. I have Predator 2 over here with Danny Glover. I love the original Predator, and I like the sequel Predator. I did not like Alien vs. Predator one bit. I thought that was a terrible movie. It just wasn't enjoyable. Stupid movie. It's just, I don't know. But I do like Alien vs. Predator Requiem. And the reason I like this movie is, A, it's a B movie, and B movie, get it? Puns. It takes the aliens and it puts in the Predator did that in Predator 2, but it takes aliens and puts them in our world, in our time frame, which I think is kind of fucking cool. The original Alien, the first Alien vs. Predator takes place in Antarctica, so it's like, it's in our time period, but it's weird and stupid. This is a cool movie, though. I enjoy this. And then Ridley Scott came back and did Prometheus. So many plot holes. I could dissect the shit out of this movie, but it's still an enjoyable movie. It's aesthetically pleasing. Very aesthetically pleasing. I enjoy this movie. I like it. Do I like it as much as the original Alien? Fuck no. But it's a very beautiful film. It's a cool movie. And I'm going to show my Blu-rays later, but I have Alien Covenant. I kind of like Alien Covenant a little bit better. it fucks with the mythology of the series a little more than I would care for them to fuck with the series. But I think it's cool. Like, I don't mind, because I still have, you know, my original movies. You're not going to top those, nor would I expect anybody to, you know, top them. But, yeah, Alien Covenant was really cool. I liked it more than I thought I would. So, continuing on with the sci-fi, one of my favorite old school sci-fi flicks. We've talked about MGM before. Love MGM. Invasion of the Body Snatchers. This is the first remake. I could do an Invasion of the Body Snatchers episode, because I think I have all 4 versions. There's more than 4 versions now, and there's millions of ripoffs of this story. But this initial remake with Donald Sutherland and Jeff Goldblum is just... it's a good fucking movie. It's a great movie. This is one of my favorite sci-fi flicks. I liked the 90s remake as well. I like both those movies a lot. But this one kind of just has that feel to it, man. It's good atmosphere. It's scary. And yeah, this is a good movie. If you've never seen Invasion, the old school. This isn't the original. There's an original, but then there's this one. This is the first remake. This DVD is really cool. It has a lot of special features. Ow, my jaw just clicked and hurt my ear. Fuck. So I believe I talked about Scanners in a previous episode. My 2 favorite Cronenberg films is Scanners and The Fly, which are, I guess, maybe his more mainstream films. I mean, there's Shivers. Fuck. Existence? I wonder if... Let's talk about Existence sometime down in the comments. If you're watching this, I'll check it, man. I want to talk about Existence. That movie is so weird. That's such a weird movie. It was on Netflix a little while ago, and it's like you have a special hole that looks like a butt, and you put a controller into it, and you play like... I think it came out in like the mid-90s. It's fucking weird, man. That was one of the last movies I think he directed. I could be wrong. Anyways, fuck. Sidetracked. Sorry, guys. Talked about Scanners. Let's talk about the remake of The Fly. David Cronenberg's The Fly. This is my favorite Cronenberg flick. This is an amazing movie. It's basically about someone you love very much getting sick and watching them die and turn into... It's kind of like watching somebody die from cancer in a way. And I saw this movie when I was 5, and my grandma had cancer when I was a little kid, and I loved her very much, and it sucked because it... You know, I watched her go through chemotherapy and get sick, and just, it's a really depressing thing. So I actually understood what I was watching when I saw this when I was 5. This is a beautiful movie, actually, and it ends tragically, and sometimes it's good to watch a little tragedy. I think David Cronenberg took the original Fly, which is a very eerie and good sci-fi flick from back in the day. He took that and fucking just, dude. This is one of the best remakes ever made. There's some good remakes out there. This is before remakes were happening all the time, and he really just fucking nailed it, man. While we're talking about The Fly, I just so happen to have the original 3 Flies. These are cool movies. Return of the Fly is very It's very much a B movie. The Curse of the Fly is a really cool horror movie. There's no fucking fly monster in this, though. So it's silly, but there's some good stuff. Plus, the main girl in this movie is so fine. What's her name? Carol Gray, I think. I really love the original Fly. The original Fly is great. But my favorite thing about these DVDs is Return of the Fly's case is pimp. But look at this DVD. Dude, could that DVD be cooler? I don't think so. It might be one of my favorite DVDs ever. Just the artwork on it. Got vagina face. That Fly's got some vagina face going on there. I don't know how you... Yeesh. As I said, though, The Fly, the original, or the first remake of The Fly was great. The only remake. Cronenberg's The Fly is a great movie. And I really like the sequel to Cronenberg's The Fly as well. That's a good follow up. What's the motherfucker's name in that? I can't remember his name right now. Eric Stoltz. Eric. Alright, guys, as promised, I got a little time left. We're going to talk about one of my favorite film series. This is kind of away from the sci-fi, but it's still pretty sci-fi. It still has to do with the aliens. A little more horror movie esque. So, I'm going to start with the original. We got Phantasm, ladies and gentlemen. This is a great movie. Don Coscarelli. They set him and his buddies set out to make their own horror movie. They built pretty much everything in this movie, and they fucking just great atmosphere. There's a lot of eerie, like his dream. He has a dream where a bunch of dead people come out of the ground and grab him, and the kid's really smart, and he's Angus Scrim is a great bad guy, and you have these weird little Jawas, and you have balls floating into people's heads, and fucking cool movie, man. The original Phantasm. And then I was super excited for this DVD to come out. One of my favorite horror movies, period, is Phantasm 2. I fucking loved this movie when I was a kid. I remember watching the original Phantasm. No. The original Phantasm and Phantasm 2 on Monster Vision. And Phantasm 2 is just like, whoa, dude, this is a crazy movie. Takes everything from Phantasm, but they have a budget now, Fucking cool movie. And then I got the Phantasm 5 movie pack. This was super cheap at Walmart because I didn't have Part 3 and I didn't have Oblivion. I had Part 4, so I wanted to have the whole collection. So I got it in one set now. But before I got that, I did get Phantasm, Ravager. This is supposedly the finale to the series. Don Coscarelli did not direct this. He let somebody else direct it. What's his name? David Hartman. David Hartman did a really good job. This might be the first one that he didn't direct, too, I believe. That Don Coscarelli didn't direct. Yeah. Coscarelli did the rest of them. I hope I'm saying his name right, because I've said it like 8 times. So, the fifth and final, it's Angus Scrim's final, because he passed away. They fucking, man, this is a cool movie, because Oblivion came out in like 2000. It took them a long time to get this film made. Phantasm 4 came out in 1998. So all the way from 1998 until 2016, that's how long it took them to get the final Phantasm made. Very green screen heavy, but I feel like it took, because like 2 definitely had a budget and 3 had a budget, and there were, more money, there's more money involved. 4 took a dive, it was definitely independent, and then 5 just has that like cool green screen feel, but they just like overdid it with the special effects and stuff. They knew that they didn't have a lot of money, so they're like, we're gonna throw a lot at your eyes while you're watching this. And they got a bunch of people from the rest of the series. It was a really good finale, and I enjoyed it. And it's very cerebral. They kind of got away from the cerebral stuff, and they just made it real. They went back to that first movie where it's like, is this real? What the fuck is what? You making me scratch my head, Coscarelli? Last but not least, we gotta bring Bruce Campbell into the fold. A great mixture. Bruce Campbell, Don Coscarelli, they did a movie called Bubba Hotep. This is one of my favorite movies ever, especially from when I was a kid. Came out when I was a junior in high school, I believe. And I'd watch this movie like every night. For like a year, I watched this movie every night. I just loved it. Bruce Campbell plays Elvis. Elvis is still alive. Elvis faked his death. No, Elvis trades places with somebody who did die, and he became an Elvis impersonator. So he could still be Elvis, but he didn't have to deal with the fame anymore. And then he broke his hip on stage, and he ended up in a retirement center. Him and Ozzie Davis. Ozzie Davis plays JFK, which is weird because JFK was white. He claims that they took a piece of his brain out when he was assassinated, and then they dyed him black. So Ozzie Davis plays JFK. So you have a black JFK, and you have Elvis, who's still alive, and they're fighting a mummy who wants to suck their soul out of either their mouth or their asshole, and then shit their soul into the toilet, and then they cease to exist. So they have to fight this mummy so they can continue to exist. Fucking cool, man. Great movie. So good. I'm done. I'm winded. I spoke enough to you all. Good night, everybody. I'll see you all next week. Next week. Hold all my calls.